is talking about how Bending Spoons agreed to acquire AirTable for $1.29 billion in cash. And it sounds like a really big number, but it's totally not, because AirTable used to be valued at over $11 billion and they've raised over $1.3 billion. That means they're going to sell for a value lower than the amount that they actually raised. This is just going to be a continuing trend because we're seeing a lot of companies that were started maybe a decade or more ago that were really, really hot, really great companies in the SaaS era. And some of these companies are still super valuable and have a lot of users, but they just haven't really been able to catch up with the AI wave, and they haven't been able to get those multiples that they used to be able to get during the SaaS boom. Now, I don't want to spend too much time talking about this acquisition because I actually think what's more interesting is Bending Spoons. First of all, I love the name, but what the heck is Bending Spoons? Bending Spoons is really interesting because they kind of have this like private equity strategy of buying different products in different companies, but it's kind of really different. So unlike traditional private equity where typically you might acquire a business and then you kind of like go and lay people off and operationalize things, instead Bending Spoon does that, but they also take a look at the technical layer and actually build up the product as well with new product lines, with different ways of pricing, and sometimes even integrating the existing product into their own technical stack. What I really love about Bending Spoons though is this insight that they talk about in one of their SEC filings. Essentially, their thesis is that product market fit involves a lot of luck. You kind of have to be at the right place at the right time with the right product. And some of the best builders that I know still cannot get to product market fit. But their insight was that execution isn't as luck oriented. You have a lot more control over those outcomes. So if they find a product that has good product market fit, that has people who like it, and they just kind of need to change how they execute, that is a really interesting product to acquire. So beyond all this drama about how like Airtable is now worth so much less than it used to be, I actually think the more interesting story is about Bending Spoons taking over what used to be such a big household SaaS name and coming in to change their story. Let me know what you think in the comments. Then one small note I forgot to mention is that they actually carved out this AI agent hyper agent entity that Bending Spoons did not actually acquire, and then Bending Spoons acquired the rest of Airtable.